Good morning and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at to do a preview on the day's racing from Durbanville Racecourse, 4th of August 2020. Before we look at the race itself, just one or two things I would like you to take note of. For those persons who are looking for the first time at our preview, what Outside of Genie do is we are form analyzers. We don't do tip. I'm not a tipster in the normal sense of the word. What I do is I look at form. I study the form, and by looking at certain things, I then find possible outsiders that punters can put into their play, whatever their play is, because most punters I've met have got certain bets that they like. For instance, I like pick sixes and quartets. That's what I like. But another person might like swingers or exactos or whatever. So you then utilize my outsider selection to work it into your selections, and then thereby hoping to catch the bigger payouts, because ultimately that is why you are punting on the horses, because you're looking to get a decent payout and a return on your money. Please note you can click on the subscribe button and ring the bell. Then every time we post a video, you will be notified uh, when the video is posted for the day's racing. Now, we also are on social media where you can get us at Outside of Genie, Twitter, Instagram, and there are our WhatsApp number that you can reach us. If you want to advertise, we have got the space available for any person who wants to advertise. Then, as I just mentioned, that punters use my selections. Now, here's a typical example of on the 1st of August, I gave the members Vanda Spirit at 16-1, which duly won. And one of my punters then took a all to come. He used all our precious jewel, which was our selection for the best bet of the day. He added his own selection, Vaal of Astoria, and then he added our selection, Vanda Spirit, and he took a dub, all to come, free horses, 15,000 for 100 rand. Now I can assure you, I mean, the money he paid for my subscription, he's got that back more than 20 times more. So what we also do is you can subscribe to our Outsider Genie. Please note the video will always be for free, where we discuss the racing. But if you want more race by race selections, we give you outright winner, two possible outsider selections. We give you value bets that you can play, normally 6-1 or longer. We give you best bet of the day, no odds on, to have decent value. I've been giving best bets as high as 6-1. You know, and that is real value, where a person can give you a best bet of the day at 6-1. That is not every tipster in this country that can do that. I can assure you that. It's not that I'm bragging, but that is a fact. We also give trifectas and quartets, and sometimes our selections do arrive, or you can use our numbers, add them with your numbers, and then also play your own selection. We also give affordable PAs and pick sixes, small amounts, so that, but if they do come in, sometimes they do play because of the fact that we've added in outsiders. So our rates are 500 Rand a month, and you can contact us on 083 585 5113 to subscribe. So let's now move on to the racing, where we have racing from Durbanville. Please note, I always say to the people, I don't tip on juveniles. Now, currently, we've got this races where the juveniles just turned 3-year-olds, but there's no form that you can work on. I'm a form analyzer. So in some races, I will refrain from giving selection just because of the fact that there's no form that I can really work on. And the first two races in Durbanville today are examples. As a matter of fact, from Durbanville today, we've got 8 races, of which 6 races are maiden plates and 2 of them are handicaps. So, but just for the sake of the persons who wants to know what the betting is, let's have a look at the betting on the first 2 races. The first race, Oh What a Night, 5-2, 3-1 Our World, 7-2 Regina Isabella, Mirror Me, 9-2, 8-1 Opera Swing, 20-1 Viridian Light, 25-1 in Guard, 25-1 for Forbidden Keys, and Enchanted Creek, 53-1. Yeah, I just want to mention, last week, I think it was also Kenilworth. He was a short price favorite. I think it was 7 or 8 to 10. And then a first timer at 40 to 1 came and he won the race. So it's difficult. How can one, you cannot predict on the outsiders because you've got no inside information from the stable. Because I do refrain from phoning stables, jockeys, trainers, and owners. I make my own selections and that I can stand and fall by. Muzan 11 to 2. This is race 2, 11 to 2. Iris 3 to 1. Perfect Trust 5 to 1. Islam Morocco 7 to 1, 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So then let's move on to race 3, where we have a mix of, I think it's 1 or 2 horses that are 4-year-olds and the rest are 2-year-olds. So it's also difficult. But for the sake of the pick 6, I will then now make a, I will discuss race 3, where we have number 12, number 5, Benjamin, 12 to 10, 18 to 10, Power of Silver, which is a first timer, 11 to 2, Gatekeeper, which is a first timer, 9, Sabrina's Prodigy is a 8 to 1, Empire Glory is 14 to 1, and 50 to 1, and better the rest. I just want to say to you, when you play a pick 6, do not bank at number 5. Put in number 5, put in number 9, and put in number 1. And, because if I've seen sometimes in the past that a first timer win the race, and then you would think, okay, no, the second favorite or the favorite is going to run second. It doesn't always work that way. It can be beaten that the first timer, wins, and then one of the longer prizes horses like number 9 or 1 ran second, and then you're stuffed. So either you must put in the first timers, or if you don't want to put in the first timers, you cannot bank at number 5, because if he gets beaten by a first timer and for some other reason he gets beat for second place, then you're out of your pick 6. So in this race you should include at least in your pick 6 5, 9, 1. And if you can, number 2. I'll tell you now why you must include number 2. So let's look at the field for race 3. Okay, so here we have a 1250 meters around the bend. Please remember, it's all around the bend, and sometimes draw plays a factor in the race. Here's number 1, Emperor Glory. It's a 27 race maiden. So he's a hard-knocking maiden, 5-year-olds already. And this horse can come up any time. That's why I say you cannot bank it that one. I don't say the banker cannot win. I'll look at it now. But this jockey Ashby has been riding winners lately. It just happens that sometimes, a jockey just strikes form and then you have to follow him. And he's been riding well lately, picking up a few winners. So Empire Glory is not without a prayer in this race. So you cannot, when you play pick 6, you cannot leave him out. Lord and Chin is a 3-year-old, and it's a no-look flyer by Silvano Mead, nicely bred. Now, the form doesn't look too good, but if it's drawn 5, Jannie Becker on board. Last time out over 1,000 meters, it did show some pace, and it might just happen that at 1250 might suit this horse a little bit better than 1,000, because it looks to me he gets outpaced because he's showing pace, and then he fades a little bit. Maybe he needed a run. I'm not sure. But number 2, Northern 2, that 33 to 1, definitely you have to include that in your pick 6, because if this come up, it can be, throw out a few pick 6 tickets. Here we have number 3, Wordsworth. Wordsworth is getting -4. It's had ran a 4th and a 5th. Last time out, disappointed. So the problem is with this jockey, he gets -4, and against the younger horses, the 4 kilogram do make a difference. But I see the horse is 40 to 1. I mean, imagine this horse comes up on you, and the first time will win, and this horse ran second. So you might be thinking of throwing this one in as well. But yeah, you can't throw in all the horses in your pick 6, can you? And then we have number 4, All Lit Up. All Lit Up did show some pace in its first race, but only faded over a little bit. But but unfortunately drawn 10. But I've seen Bernard Herb last week came up with a horse that was drawn 11. I couldn't believe it. But he won with the horse. It was the favorite, and I thought because of the draw, the horse is going to battle. Now he is very good on placing a horse from a wide draw at Durbanville. So definitely number 4 you need to include as well, because he is riding well at the moment. So then let's have a look at number 5, Benjamin, which is the favorite. Now, Benjamin didn't run too well in his first race and then improved dramatically in its second race at 22-1. It's a Water Winter out of Northern Guest, well bred. And yeah, it has improved. It ran fastest, second fastest 21.9, which is quite fast if that time is correct. And surely he is the horse to beat in this race. Then we have a few first timers, which I don't have a discussion on at the moment. Yeah, and that is that for race. Okay, sorry, here you can have a look at number 9 as well. Number 9 is also nicely bred. This Sabina Park has bred quite a few champions. Last time I was there and thereabouts, maybe faded over the last 400 meter, but please note this horse did debut in a juvenile plate, now in a maiden plate, drawn 1, can definitely come up and win a race. So let's then move on to race number 4. We will have another maiden plate over 1250. Let's look at the betting. And here we have number 2, Purple Cloud at 6-10, Seeking the Stars 3-1, 10-1, Ticket to Ride, Royal Watch 10-1, 11-1, Fort Red and 53 and longer the rest. So let's have a look at this form. Also a few first timers in this race. And let's have a look. Number 1 is Latour Blue. I don't think this horse will have to improve. Here we have the favorite Purple Cloud, Soft Falling Rain by Vaal, nicely bred, and has had 3 races. Did run in the nursery in Cape Town on the 22nd of February, finishing 2.8 lengths behind Eric the Red. Eric the Red did win 3 or 4 races in a row. And last time out, coming after the break, ran 3rd with Bernard Verderb. Now Aldo Dumeyer riding from door 1 must have a very good chance. But again, here we have Mr. Verderb on number 3, Ticket to Ride. I will definitely, if I were you, I would include this in my pick 6 because I'm not sure if this horse is a 6-10 shot. This horse has also shown some improvement. Ran 2nd behind Parktown 2 runs ago. And now also drawn 3. I think this horse can definitely give the favorite a run for his money. Here we have Fort Red getting the -4. Stewart Stable, draw 9, which is a little bit wide. Did improve a little bit last time out. Also running dead in abouts, except for this race. But on the 1,000 meters, you know, he did run here and there some decent races. So maybe a horse to include into your quartets. Star Captain include in the back end of your quartets can place. Yeah, on the first timers, I'm not sure about all of the breeding. So let's go past them and let's have a look at number 9, Seeking the Stars. Vercingetorix, called by Kando Barmere, has had 2 nice runs and can also improve. It's drawn 4. Beideveld has thrown me out of a pick 6 so many times I've lost count. So also maybe a horse that you can pop into your pick 6, not without a chance when the focus are taking at the winning post. So let's now move on to race number 5. Race number 5 is also another maiden plate over 1,400 meters this time. So let's have a look at the betting. The betting on race 5 as follows. Dazzling Sun 4-10. Guy Electric Star 9-2. Full Say 12-1. 25-1 and longer the rest. Yes, there's a lot of short horses at Durbanville, and I've seen how they fall. Sometimes it's unreal how they can get beaten. I'm not sure whether this will be today, but I have seen that in the past. Here we have number 1, Galactic Star, Mornay Bernard and Grand Colts, and unfortunately drawing 11. Has run a few nice places, has been close up Veronica March. I do know that they think a lot of Veronica March, and I think this horse, this is a double wheel. I really do like this double wheels. They really has performed well this past season. Has won a few races, a few future races. So, but 1100, but maybe they can overcome the draw, and I'm sure this horse can be involved in the finish. Definitely without a prayer. I even think the 1,400 meters will suit this horse a little bit better. So don't leave out of your pick 6s. Number 2, Miss Marin, a Wiley Hall, out of in Costa del Lago mare, nicely bred. Didn't show much in the first 2 races, but over the 1,400 in Durbanville on the 22nd of July, did improve to run 4.55 lengths behind Musical Glitz, moved up Now extra, you'll have a look at 23.2, and that was a 10 fastest to 400. That's difficult to believe, but that it is possible. But was leading up to a point and then tired, but was drawn 13 out of 13, now drawn 5. Definitely can be a contender when the photos are taken. Adventure Time. Adventure Time is 53 to 1 in the betting. I checked, it's drawn number 10, but do include in the back end of your quartets. I got a feeling that the 1400 meter will suit this horse. If you look at the breeding, it's a Lingari out of a Fort Wood mare. I'm sure the longer will suit, and even beyond 1400 meter will be up this horse's alley. So maybe a horse to watch for the future. Then we get to the favorite, which is Camelot. Camelot says everything, nicely bred, ran well in its first race, challenged, was outran, and maybe the 1400 will also suit, drawn a little bit wide at 8, but that I don't think that will be a concern. Here we have Alamo, didn't show much in the first outing, looking to improve. Then I want to just talk quickly about Gate 69. It's a Futara by Royal Air Force mare, and I think this stallion is going to go places, the son of Dynasty, and his horse is getting -4, and didn't do too bad, run 22.3, third fastest to 400, and I do looking for this horse to improve, so don't leave out of your play anyway. And that is then race number 5, so let's now move on to race number 6. Race number 6 is a Felicia Mares 84 handicap over 2,000 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have another short price horse, 9 to 10, Dynastic Light. Rosalie runs 3 to 1. Elusive Fortune 9 to 2. Lady Lou 7 to 1. Xanadu 8 to 1, 66 to 1, and scratched number 6, Nikki's World. So let's have a look at this horse. Number 1 has won well last time out when there was some money for it, and ran in a C division average rating of 76. Today she's running in a D division average rating of 7. So as a matter of fact, this horse is down in class. Number 2, Elusive Fort, was in the same race, and then she did beat Dynastic Light in a previous race, and then last time ran behind this Dynastic Light. And well, even with the weight turnarounds, it still favors number 1. But I would recommend that you do include this horse, because Grant Verniekijk has ridden this horse once for 1 win. It has proven that it can beat Elusive Dynastic Light. Then Rosary Runs was also in that same race. It did disappoint me a bit. I was looking for it to run better, but yeah, and in the Meyer now on board. Lady Lou is also a horse that's thereabouts. Will be going over the distance for 2,000 meters for the first time. We'll have to wait and see. Earthstar is an ex-Kimberley horse, need to improve. Nichols World is scratched. Xanadu is now carrying 48 kilograms, and I can tell you this horse is going to make them run. He has had runs over 200 meters. He has had wins over 2,000 meters, and in this course of distance, he finished twice second over 2,000 meters. And I can tell you now, this is the horse that number 1 needs to beat. If this horse gets a jump on them coming into the straight, and with that weight carrying 48, is going to be hard to catch. I mean, the top weight is carrying, let me make sure how much the top weight is carrying. It's carrying 60 kilograms. So you're looking at 12 kilograms difference in weight. It really makes a big matter over 2,000 meters. So this horse is going to make them carry their weight, and I will definitely include Xanadu in my play, and it's also a nice each way bet. Then we move on to race number 7, which is a merit rated 78 handicap, Class D, merit rating 74. And let's have a look at the betting on race 7. Race 7 betting 5 to 2, miraculously ours. Celtil is 3 to 1, 53 to 10, Sakaru, Desta 9 to 1, Winter 9 to 2, Winter Shadow 11 to 2, Melora 28, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at number 1. Long Rain didn't do well after the maiden, needs to improve. Miraculously Yours did run well last time, was looking to win the race, but then run out of it by a sudden start. Bernard Herb now on board, can have a say in the finish. Stayed on, but did it that like extra late, and yeah, so difficult horse to see. Can win the race. Is the favorite. Grand Caution looking for a double here. Also winning the previous race. Socceroo is a nice young horse. Only had 7 runs. Has won two races out of the 7. Draw 1, and I think Socceroo can definitely be involved in a finish. Look for a big run. Ran 3rd in that race behind Sudden Star. Then we have number 4, Winter Shadow. Now this is also a nice horse. This horse won well before the break. Then come out last time out, and I just think the horse needed the run, and maybe the distance might be a touch short. But I'm looking. Greg Shane is going to have a nice ride on this horse. It's drawn free. It dash. What catch my eye on this horse is the way that it finished. Always fastest 400 to finish. Fastest 22.9. 22.7, 25.6, and I think maybe last time out he was a little bit handy. So if Greg Strain can restrain him from that draw 3 and sit about 2-3 lengths from the winner, and then bring the horse with a nice run, I'm sure this Winter Shadow is definitely capable of winning this race. Number 5, Destiny is Vanika riding, has also been thereabouts. Has also won a maiden a few runs back in March last year, and then had a long rest and only came back a year later. So maybe he might still need this one run. Then Celtilis is the dark horse. Last time I did tip this horse to win the race. At that time he was 10-1 and he was back into 11-2, and he beat up a horse called Turn It Harvey. But Turn It Harvey is a long-standing maiden, so it's difficult to discuss this horse's ability. But I think on the breeding might improve and bother the favorite, and also be there when at the finish. Mialora is getting -4, carrying 49 again. Same situation. Has had 2 runs, but hasn't shown much. But sometimes with this type of horses, they improve suddenly, and just the horse carrying 49 will maybe make a difference. So maybe one to also include into your calculations. In Parisian Gold, totally off form as well. Didn't show much, but if you look here at the 12th of January, it did nearly surprise to win the race. And then it had a long rest from February and only came back in March, and then we had the lockdown again. So maybe because if you have a look here, it did fade it last time, weekend right out. But I'm sure by getting a few runs under his belt, Parisian Gold will improve and might be winning a race in the future. If it's going to be today, I'm not sure. Then we move down to race number 8, where we have another short price favorite. And here we have number 8, Noir's Boy, at 8-10, 7-2, Morsay, Picture the Moment, 6-1, Canary Island, 10-1, and 25-1, and the rest. And then just note number 2 and number 3 is scratched. So let's have a look at the betting here. At the field race number 1, Morsay, did run as Aldo de Meyer is riding, drawn 6. Did fade last time out after the rest. Ran a decent race behind Antidote, and then last time out it faded. I just want to confirm the distance again. We're running a 1600 meter here. So last time out over the 1600 meter did fade, but can be fitter now. But has been knocking on the door for a long time now. Already a 4-year-old, 13 runs, has 1 second and a few thirds. So not the best of form, this horse. Number 3, Secret Circle is scratched. But what I would suggest is, when you do your pick 6, just put it in, because if the favorite do win the last leg, you're going to double up with your pick 6. Canary Island didn't show much in his first few races, but last time out he only finished 3.5 behind Celteres, although it was 11th. So maybe this horse is coming to life. So draw 3, might want to include ground courts, and you never know. SOS, we're going to have to lead improve as go ahead. Irish Tractor, a first time a national prospect, has got no form at the moment. And here we have Noah's Boy, which ran 1.5 behind Celteles, ran 4th. And then that ran 3.5. So that was this horse was only Canary, only it was only 2 lengths behind. And I've, you know, being a young horse can improve. So that can be number 9, Noah's Boy, biggest danger in this race. So just please take a note, and they see they draw next to each other. So that can be also a factor. Picture the moment, Vaughan Marshall, new return 2-year-old, 3-year-old now, a Visionaire by Captain Elmere, nice breeding. And also, I think the 1600 will definitely suit this horse, but running from draw 9. So that's all in all. That is the card in for Durbanville. I hope you make a bit of money. And as I always say, break a leg.